Well, after a difficult period in the Franco-German relationship, things shifted in a positive way, I guess, after the change of government here in Berlin in Germany, with the incoming conservative SPD coalition under the leadership of Friedrich Merz. The Franco-German engine got revitalized, especially from the German side. Both leaders, President Macron and Friedrich Merz, have very good personal relations. And with Friedrich Merz here in Germany, we do have a chancellor who is very active and outspoken when it comes to the importance of this strong axis. Well, unfortunately, the political crisis and the political instability that France is facing after the 2014 dissolution of the French National Assembly and later on then the parliament, the renewal of the parliament, which is now split between three different groups, where it is extremely difficult to find a majority. With this, then instability in France, well, the German-French relationship becomes or gets more under strain, I guess, unfortunately so. Especially when it comes to the reform of the European Union. Here, France is, budgetarily speaking, is extremely under strain. It has the biggest deficit in the European Union. Its deficit is 3.3 trillion euros, so the largest deficit in the European Union. And this, of course, does hamper the credibility of President Macron when it comes to the reform of, for example, the Eurozone, the Capital Markets Union, and the fulfillment of the promises that the European leaders gave themselves after the COVID pandemic, to say, well, we really now transform the European market into a fully integrated market. On the other side, we have to note that the French Constitution gives the President of the Republic a free hand when it comes to foreign security political issues. He is the commander-in-chief of the French armed forces and has a huge room for maneuver in foreign and security political issues. And so if we look at the most pressing issue, namely the ongoing war in Ukraine, the political instability, fortunately so from a German perspective, I guess, does not hamper France and President Macron in coming up with new initiatives, also promising France or a strong vital role that France is going to play when it comes to, at one moment in time, securing a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, just to name one example. What we do see right at this moment is a huge Franco-German struggle about, well, the biggest armament project in Europe, which is called FCAS, the Future Combat Air System. Well, that's a project that both sides had agreed on already in July 2017. President Macron was incoming as the French president in May 2017, and in July he and former German Chancellor Angela Merkel came up with the idea that France and Germany together could build this air fighter project, and B, another big project, which is a main ground combat system, so a tank system. Currently under strain is the air defense system, where both sides, after difficult and long-lasting negotiations had agreed that there will be a 50% split between France and Germany when it comes to the development and later on the production of this system, big system. It's not only a fighter plane, but it comes with drones and everything that modern warfare requires. But now the French side, said during summer that, we have more experience than you, the Germans, in building modern type fighter planes, and we want to have the lion's share in this project. And the French side is now reclaiming 80% of the share in this project, which then puts, of course, the German industry and the German political leadership under extreme strain. What to do? Negotiations are ongoing between Paris and Berlin politically, and also when it comes to the industry sides. We seem to be really in a one-way street situation where both sides are trying to really forge a compromise, but the room for maneuvers for Berlin and Paris, I guess, are extremely thin and small. For the German side, I guess, especially our MOD, so the German Ministry for Defense, is making publicly, or stating publicly that it is already in contact with Sweden and the Swedish manufactory to maybe come up with a different project, a different type of project, so to change partners. The French are saying, then we are going to do it alone. Technically, of course, both solutions are possible. Politically, the signal would be difficult to send, because France and Germany, who always proclaim to be the leader or the leading couple in European integration, also said, we with this big project, we too once more demonstrate that Europe is able to produce high-end military capabilities without the United States. And if they fail, then, what would be the message that France and Germany could send to its partners in Europe, but also on the other side of the Atlantic, when it comes to Europe becoming more sovereign, autonomous in, especially in this case, defense politics?